Unlike some other applications, we usually tend to bring assets into After Effects before we can start working. Although it's possible to create things in After Effects from scratch, we tend to create them outside and then bring them in. And that process is called importing. One thing to keep in mind about After Effects is that there's at least 3 or 4 ways of doing the same thing. That can be a good thing, and it can also sometimes be the confusing thing. But my aim here is to show you the different ways of doing the same thing, and I'll show you the ways I prefer, and I'll try and explain why I prefer them, but essentially, you're free to pick whichever way makes more sense to you. So let's start with importing. In order to bring assets into After Effects, we need to import. And to do that, we can either go to the File menu at the top, and then come down here to where it says Import, and we see all sorts of different types of files that we can import. In this case, we are just going to use File. Or we could use the shortcut, which is Command-I or Control-I on the PC. Or another way is if you go down here, and then if you right-click anywhere empty inside of the project panel, you can come down here to where it says Import, and again, you get exactly the same menu here. The easiest way, perhaps, that I find is to go and find an empty spot here, anywhere inside the project panel, and simply double-click. When we do that, it's going to take us into this Import dialog box, and from here, I can go and click on the folder, and I see all the files in here. If you want to import a single file, all you have to do is to go and double-click on that file. If you want to import a range of files, you hold down Shift, and you click on the first one, and click on the last one that you want to import, and that will import the entire range. If you want to import individual files, you hold down Command or Control. So if I go and hold down Command, I can add this file, take this file out maybe, and then take this one out, and so on. Let's go back a level. I'm going to go back into my graphics folder, and then I have this Digidemi logo here. It's a PNG, and in order to import, we just select this, and then down here, there's an option that says Create Composition, and by default, this is turned off. So I must have had this turned on last time, that's why it remembers this. So I'm going to turn this off, and then with the file selected, I either double-click on the file, or come down and click on the Open button here. Now that we've done that, we have the Digidemi logo in the project. Let's import a couple of other things as well. I'm going to go and double-click somewhere here again, and then let's go back a step. So if I go here, and then maybe go to my video clips, and then maybe bring in this basketball, and hit Open. And let's say we double-click again, and then bring in the basketball 2, and with the Shift key, I also bring in basketball 3, and then click Open, and the files come in. Now inside the project panel, I can go and create folders to keep things organized by clicking on this. And I can call this Video Files. And I can take the video files and place them inside that folder. And I can also create another bin, or a folder as they're called, and call this one Graphics. And then put my graphic files inside of that. And now that we have the folders, we can click on the arrows next to them to reveal the contents, and then click on them again to hide the content. To delete a folder, all you have to do is to click and then press delete on the keyboard. And then it asks us if we are sure. We are, so I'm just going to go ahead and confirm this. And that folder is gone. And in After Effects, just like pretty much any other application, when you press Command Z or Control Z on Windows, you will undo. So if you made a mistake and you want to go back a step, you press Command Z. So I just pressed Command Z now to bring my graphics folder back, together with its contents.